Well, it was stunning, but not unexpected news. The month of May at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway shifting gears with a move to August. It was a decision that involved many considerations, including schedules, television, fans, and of course, tradition. Indianapolis Motor Speedway President Doug Boles joins us now via Skype with more on the decision and what it means, including for that big 4th of July weekend at IMS. Doug, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, let's talk about the decision. Obviously, a lot went into this. The 2 weeks between the St. Pete situation, no race there, of course, the St. Pete situation, and the announcement. What were all the talk about what the vibe was like, if you will, and all the considerations that needed to come into play?
Well, certainly we wanted to do everything we could to keep the Indianapolis 500 on its originally scheduled May 24th date. But after St. Pete happened, and as we got back to Indianapolis and we started seeing what was really going on around us, we realized it was going to be a challenge. And when the governor in the state said it's probably appropriate to shelter in place for a little bit of time, we started thinking about how long it takes to prepare for 300,000 people to come to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But the best thing for us to do was to move the Speedway and the Indy 500 to some other date in order to give us time to really prepare properly. So it really came down to the preparation time. I mean, we're still hopeful that by May 24th we can actually get outside again, but for us, we can't pack that preparation time in a small window. So the best thing to do was move it down to August.
And I know one of the challenges in rescheduling was finding 3 weekends basically together with all of the rescheduling going on with other sporting events and television and those types of things.
That was one of the biggest challenges, and we really focused on, we want the Indy 500, wherever we put it, to feel like the Indy 500. So we felt like it needed at least that qualifying weekend and practice leading up to it ahead of the race weekend itself, which then caused us to look at the IndyCar Grand Prix, the GMR Grand Prix, and where did we put that? And we're actually pretty excited about landing that race right in the middle of our Big Machine Vodka 400 weekend and as a doubleheader on the road course with the Xfinity cars.
Well, we'll talk about that, Doug, because that does really beef up that July 4 weekend at IMS. You see that as a real positive for that weekend to have both the Indy cars and the NASCAR guys out on the track.
Yeah, we're really, really excited about that. There's been a lot of talk the last 18 months about a double with IndyCar and NASCAR on the same weekend at some track around the country. We just didn't know it would be the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So we're really looking forward to that. I know Jay Fry, who has history with NASCAR before he came to IndyCar, is excited about it as well. So I think it's going to be great for our fans. I think the Cup drivers and the IndyCar drivers are going to have a lot of fun that weekend interacting with each other.
Doug, certainly tradition is such an important part of the Indianapolis 500. Obviously, the race is not going to be Memorial Day weekend shifting to August. Will tradition still be a part of the race experience?
You know, I tell folks my favorite 30 minutes of the year, the 30 minutes leading up to the Indy 500, and I'm certainly not alone. So I think a lot of those traditions will continue. We want people to come to the Indy 500 and feel like it's the Indy 500 that they've fallen in love with and come back to year over year over year. So I think they can count on those traditions they're used to being part of pre-race.
And final question, Roger Penske, the new owner, certainly involved and engaged very much in that decision-making process. And from what I've heard, he obviously wanted to do what's right for the sport, but also what's right for Indianapolis and the community as well. Did that factor into the decision-making?
100% from the very beginning, when the announcement was made in November to the time that he actually officially took over control of the Speedway in January, he said he wants to be a great corporate citizen in the state of Indiana, and he has proven that as we've gone through this. Many times a day I'm having a conversation with him. Mark Miles on the phone with him quite a bit. He's talked to our mayor. He's talked to our governor. He's really plugged in. He wants this to be the Indiana institution that it is, and he's committed to investing in it to make it the Hoosier racetrack that we all have fallen in love with. So he's going to be a great corporate partner for our community and our state.
All right, we're looking forward to the rescheduled Indianapolis 500 and the Indy Grand Prix as well. Doug Boles, the president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Doug, you're nice to join us. Stay safe.
Thank you.